Good Monday evening and welcome to the NCWLIFE Evening News. I'm Grant Olson. Before we get to what's making news, let's take a quick look outside our weather window on this Monday. And this is what it looked like this afternoon. Absolutely gorgeous out there as we look back at Wenatchee from our monitor camera. And just, boy, it looks like spring or summer out there. It sure felt like it today. Yesterday, we set a record high temperature in Wenatchee, 65 degrees, and that blew away our old record from 1995 of 61. Also, Lewiston, Idaho, Omak, record high temperatures. And this is what we're going to see as we make our way through the week. It's going to stay nice out there, folks. We blew past 55 today, and we could possibly set a record on the first day of winter on Wednesday. We'll take a closer look at your weather forecast coming up a little bit later on. And now a few of the stories we're following for you tonight. A 63-year-old Ephrata man who was struck by a car earlier this month while walking along a roadway died last week at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. A 3-car chain collision accident Saturday night between Moses Lake and Ephrata resulted in a Soap Lake man being hospitalized. And a holiday fireworks display outside Winthrop led to a pair of debris fires Saturday night. But first, our top story tonight. East Wenatchee police are searching for 3 men they say robbed the Happy Crop shop at gunpoint Sunday night. Police say the 3 men entered the Rock Island cannabis store just before the 11 p.m. closing time, armed with handguns. They reportedly assaulted one of the 2 employees with a handgun and then restrained them both with duct tape in the business office. Police say the employees were able to free themselves within minutes and call Rivercom. Police are asking that anyone with information on the suspects or video footage of the area near the business to contact Detective Brandon Johnson on the Rivercom non-emergency line, and that phone number is 509-663-9911. A 63-year-old Ephrata man who was struck by a car earlier this month while walking along a roadway died last week at Harborview Medical Center in Seattle. Rubio Angel had remained in critical care since the November 7th accident. The Washington State Patrol said Angel was walking north near the bicycle lane on D Street Northeast shortly before noon when a vehicle drifted into the bike lane and struck him. The driver of the 2011 Chevrolet Equinox, 84-year-old Martha Devine of Ephrata, was not injured and was not charged in that incident. Angel's survivors have started a donation fund to raise money for his funeral and medical expenses. In other news, a 3-car chain collision accident Saturday night between Moses Lake and Ephrata resulted in a Soap Lake man being hospitalized. The Washington State Patrol says at around 5:15 on Highway 17 at milepost 66, a 2018 Ford F550 pickup being driven by 63-year-old Robert R. Heather of Ephrata was driving northbound when he failed to yield and struck a 2020 Toyota Corolla, which in turn struck a 2021 Toyota Sienna passenger van. The driver of the Corolla, 35-year-old Eric J. Espinoza of Soap Lake, was transported to Samaritan Hospital in Moses Lake with unknown injuries. None of the 5 occupants of the Sienna van were injured. Heather faces charges of failing to yield the right-of-way. Well, a holiday fireworks display outside Winthrop led to a pair of debris fires Saturday night. The Winthrop Chamber of Commerce each year hosts its Christmas at the End of the Road festival, concluding with a fireworks show on a nearby hillside overlooking town. But Okanagan County Fire District 6 says after the 6 p.m. display was over, 2 unattended fires caused by the pyrotechnics were left to smolder. Even though the risk of them spreading into wildfires was low, the flames were clearly visible from town and had to be extinguished by fire crews. Coming up next, the Federal Department of Interior said the number of wildfires nationwide and the acres they burned both set records in 2021. The Sage Hills Trails system outside Wenatchee will close for the season on December 1st as a large influx of mule deer moves in. And the Empty Bowls program continues its drive to raise money for food-related charities. We'll tell you more about that. I'm Grant Olson, and you're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News.
Saturday, December 4th, RLS Productions presents the West Coast Best Bon Jovi and Journey tribute bands at the Wenatchee Convention Center. Non Jovi will bring back the stadium rock of the 80s, and the Infinity Project celebrates Journey, one of rock and roll's greatest hitmakers. Guests may enjoy an exquisite dinner before the concert or just the concert. Dinner and concert tickets are available at rlstickets.com. That's rlstickets.com.
Are you a take charge kind of person? Consider a career as a health unit coordinator. You'll work to keep health facilities running efficiently by coordinating medical providers, patients, and departments. The Charter College Certificate in Health Unit Coordinator program can get you up to speed on basic patient care, health records management, health and safety procedures, and medical billing. And the 10-month online program includes a computer you keep. Get started at chartercollege.edu, where we work to get you to work.
At Wenatchee Power Sports, we proudly offer the Polaris product line. Polaris builds the highest quality side-by-side in the industry, with off-road capability that's second to none. The Polaris pre-order program allows customers to purchase the vehicle they want without having to select from limited dealer inventory. The Wenatchee Valley has year-round access to some of the best ORV trails in the Northwest. Start your adventure here at Wenatchee Power Sports.
Welcome back. In another news, the Federal Department of Interior said the number of wildfires nationwide and the acres they burned both set records in 2021. Their wildfire season also saw a record number of days of high fire danger this year. Overall, there were 48,487 wildfires that burned more than 6.5 million acres. There were 15 wildland firefighters and 33 civilians killed in 2021 fires. In addition, 4,818 structures were destroyed. California had the most wildfires, followed by Montana, Oregon, Arizona, and Washington. Washington's biggest wildfire was the Snyder Springs fire outside Natchez in Yakima County that burned more than 107,000 acres. The Cub Creek fire north of Winthrop burned more than 70,000 acres, and the Cedar Creek fire south of Winthrop destroyed more than 50,000 acres. Meanwhile, closer to home, the 25-mile fire off the south shore of Lake Chelan burned just over 22,000 acres. Well, the Sage Hills Trail System outside Wenatchee will close for the season December 1st as a large influx of mule deer moves in. The Chelan Douglas Land Trust reported that the closure is expected to last until April 1st, depending on weather conditions. The trails are closed annually to provide habitat for wintering mule deer. The Land Trust reported heavy use of trail systems throughout the region again this year. Also, the U.S. Forest Service began closing some trails used by four-wheelers in the Okanagan-Wenatchee National Forest. Last week, Little Wenatchee Road number 6500 and Ranger Road number 7701 were gated. The Forest Service warns people not to attempt to drive around those gates. The Empty Bowls program continues its drive to raise money for food-related charities. Donors buy a chance to paint a commemorative ceramic bowl, with their donations funding hunger programs through the Chelan Douglas Community Action Council. The last chance to join Wenatchee's Empty Bowls painting event is December 10th in two locations, Pybus Public Market and Inspiration Ceramic and Art Cafe. With funds from both programs like Empty Bowls, the Community Action Council delivers more than 3 million pounds of food to local food pantries each year. You're watching the NCWLIFE Evening News. Coming up next, tonight's feature story and your complete local weather forecast. That and much more still to come on the NCWLIFE Evening News. Please stay with us.
What is home? A place to gather, a place to grow, provide shelter for the ones we love, eat, drink, restore, build trust. It's a place to rest when the workday is done, a place to find quiet after a night of good fun. What an honor we have at Guild to help own, finance, create, pave the way to live in home.
Traditional values and innovation in honoring the life of each family we serve is part of the ministry of Heritage Memorial Chapel. Our staff is committed to walk with your family with compassion through this time of grief. We are here to help and here to serve, the right kind of help when you need it most. Heritage Memorial Chapel.
At D.A. Davidson in Wenatchee, they believe your investment success begins with a personalized plan. A plan that is the roadmap you need to navigate your way to living your best years in retirement. D.A. Davidson can help you create a plan so you can take the time to enjoy the finer things in life. Let the financial advisors at D.A. Davidson help chart your retirement future today.
Welcome back to the NCWLIFE Evening News. Thanks to grant funding, Chelan County launched a new diversion program in September designed to address mental health issues encountered by law enforcement while responding to calls. In tonight's feature story, mental health counselor and program coordinator Anna Gonzalez and Sheriff's Office Chief of Patrol Adam Musgrave talked with Wake Up Wenatchee Valley's Dan Kuntz about how the diversion program works.
One of the goals that we've identified is obviously helping these individuals, diverting them from jail or higher level of care, which would be the ERs, and getting them to treatment or any resource in the community to get their basic needs met. And then obviously identifying any gaps of where individuals struggle to find services and kind of bringing that back to the community and treatment providers and saying, hey, this isn't working for our folks here. So it could be us just identifying individuals in the community on the street saying, hey, you know, I've recognized you, I know you through the community. Is there anything that we can do to help? Then there's also that reactive piece. So we're in the cars, we get a call that sounds like, you know, it may benefit from having a mental health professional come to the scene, and we would go, and it just can be from anything. Like I said, it could be just talking to an individual about kind of where they're at in their day, or, you know, we've had to the point where we've had people barricaded in their vehicles. So it just, there's no typical day, and you never know what you're going to get.
People always ask me all the time, what is the number one problem facing law enforcement? And consistently, they always ask me, is it domestic violence? Is it drugs? You know, what is it? And without hesitation, my answer, 100%, the number one problem facing law enforcement is mental health issues. We may not deal with somebody on drugs every single day or deal with a domestic every single day, but we will absolutely deal with someone who is in crisis, who is having mental health issues every single day. And so it is our number one problem that we're facing in law enforcement. They are very volatile type of situations. With all of the new legislative changes that have come down the line this year, one of the things that it addresses is de-escalation. And so with that, our program now is designed to specifically address these issues of mental health and getting our deputies trained. And that's why we're embedding folks like Anna and her team into the patrol cars to get out there and take a different approach to it. Traditionally, it's always been a issue of where we deal with somebody who's in crisis or having mental health issues. We do one or two things. We either take them to the hospital or we take them to the jail, and we drop them off and we put them in somebody else's lap and essentially, you know, wipe our hands with it and be done with it. But as a patrol sergeant at the time, I remember going out and people, even victims out on these calls, were saying, this person doesn't need to go to jail. This person needs help. And it just started really, you know, clicking with me. It's like, well, these are victims of crimes of something that just happened with these folks, and even they want to see these folks get help. And so it just kind of started, hitting in my head there. It's like, we need to solve this problem and not just pass the buck on to somebody else.
Time now to take a look at your North Central Washington weather forecast, and hope you all had a great Thanksgiving break. And how about yesterday? We talked about it a little bit earlier in the newscast. 65 degrees, our official high yesterday. It broke our old record of 61. It was a nice one today, too, as we take a look at Lake Chelan from our South Shore camera up that way. And it was a beautiful one again today. Look at that, 60 degrees. Our normal right now is 38, so that gives you an idea how warm we really are right now. We started out at 45, 28 is our normal low temperature. Our record high, we almost got there for the second day in a row back in 1995, 63. And for about the 8th day in a row, our record low was in 1985. Record on that day, 5 degrees. We did pick up a little more rain shower activity over the weekend, and that now gets us to 5.14 inches for the year. Sunrise 7:25, and the sun set this afternoon at 4:13. Taking a peek now at your Tuesday temperatures. Not quite 60 degrees tomorrow, but still our temperatures will be well above normal again. 53s in Moses Lake, Ephrata, Quincy, also Wenatchee, 53 degrees tomorrow. 52 down in Ellensburg. Cool spot, Lake Wenatchee at 45, and a beautiful one at Lake Chelan once again tomorrow with a high temperature of 51. Let's take a look at tonight, and we'll take you through the rest of the week. Mostly cloudy skies tonight. Maybe some sprinkles overnight tonight. Not going to amount to a whole lot. We're seeing a wave of moisture, and some of those waves will move in on us, but not really going to bring a whole lot our way. Temperatures in the low 40s tonight. We mentioned it tomorrow, slightly cooler. We'll see mostly cloudy skies. Once again, another wave of moisture will move through the state, but boy, as it gets to the Cascades, it really dies out, and our temperatures will stay nice in the lower 50s. Wednesday, December 1st, this could be our record breaker. Partly cloudy. It is going to be a little bit on the windy side Wednesday and warm with high temperatures in the lower 60s, 61, I believe, to 60, maybe it's 63. Dan Kuntz told me this morning our record high for Wednesday, and we're going to be right there in the ballpark. Thursday, mostly sunny. It's still going to be a mild one out there with high temperatures in the mid-50s. High pressure off the coast will provide all of that warmth for us. And then Friday, things begin to change temperature-wise. Mostly cloudy. We'll see high temperatures in the mid-40s as our airflow now comes more down from the northwest, and that'll keep us on the cool side. Well, not cool, but cooler as we get into Saturday. A 40% chance of rain. Most of that will stay, I think, once again in western Washington with highs in the mid-40s. And then as we get you into Sunday to end our weekend, mostly cloudy skies. It will be dry on Sunday and mild. High temperatures in the mid-40s. Here's our next weather maker, and it looks like by about Tuesday of next week, expect some more rain showers. Take a look now at your 5 or 7-day forecast. Tonight, 41 for the overnight low. So once again, very mild. 30% chance of showers and 53. This will be where we're close to our record. I'm thinking about 61 on Wednesday. Don't forget, it will be a breezy one as well. And then 55. That looks like our last unseasonably warm day before we get back more to seasonal high temperatures. 46 on Friday. Good chance for rain once again on Saturday and 45. And then by Sunday to end our weekend, we're looking at mostly cloudy skies and mild temperatures with highs right around 44. And that's a look at your local weather forecast. Coming up next, tonight's sports report with Eric Granstrom and more as the NCWLIFE Evening News continues right after this.
New novel is now available at Amazon.com. The title, Lost Treasure of the China Bar, details life on the Columbia River and Plateau during the 1800s. You ask, is the treasure still buried somewhere near Chelan? Find out by reading Lost Treasure of the China Bar.
Lost Treasure of the China Bar. Buy it on Amazon.com. $12.99 for paperback, $2.99 for Kindle. A great gift.
At Local Myth Pizza, we believe in real food, freshly prepared with only premium ingredients. Our cheeses are imported from Italy. Our sauces, dressings, and even our sausages are made in-house fresh daily. Featuring Northwest craft beers and 30 Chelan Valley wines and ciders. Family fun and amazing food. Eat local, drink local, and be local at Local Myth Pizza.
Come see why Sunset Magazine says you can't beat Local Myth Pizza.
I'm John Divis from Wenatchee Dental Arts, and I like to think myself as a comprehensive dentist. We are an office that treats people comprehensively for their dental problems. We do a lot of general dentistry in a broad sense. We don't send everything out. Things that we have the ability to do in the office, we like to keep in the office and under one roof and keep things as complication-free as possible. You can come to one place and have all their dental needs taken care of.
And now it's a sports update on the NCWLIFE channel.
And a happy Monday to you. Hope you had a good Thanksgiving weekend. We'll start things off by going back to Friday in the big tilt between Washington State and the 113th Apple Cup. It was all Cougars as WSU earned a 40-13 romp over the Huskies. Max Borghi scored the first of his 2 touchdowns 3.5 minutes into the game and set the tone for a record-setting day for Washington State.
Second down, run play, nobody nearby. Max Borghi with tons of daylight, he spins away, dives to the pylon, touchdown, Washington State. Kamari Pleasant, a block for Ewert who throw, and it is intercepted. Amani Marsh will turn upfield. Borghi, touchdown. Ewert steps to his left, throws, picked. Derek Langford from the 18. Ewert throws, intercepted for the 3rd time tonight. It's Rodgers upfield. Rodgers dodges a tackle, 1 man to beat, and Rodgers finally. McIntosh in the backfield. He gets the call, and it's McIntosh. A miraculous comeback here for Washington. This pass is tipped and intercepted. Off the hands of Cope, the tight end, and taken back by Armani Marsh all the way. Is that the dagger? A 27-point rout. And you better get the Palouse ready. The Apple Cup is heading back to Pullman.
It was the largest victory for Washington State in the 113-game rivalry between the two schools. Cougars didn't get help from Oregon State, unfortunately, Saturday to win the Pac-12 North title, so they'll await a bowl invitation this weekend. Well, the news kept getting better for Coug fans on Sunday when Washington State announced that Jake Dickert had been hired as the school's 34th head coach.
You know, I obviously didn't come here with all these expectations, but to get an opportunity in a crazy situation to prove what we could do as a team and what I could do as a head coach has been special over these last 6 weeks. And, you know, I just thank the players, our seniors, our captains, you know, obviously President Schultz and Pat Chun for their leadership and their trust in me. But it's just been an amazing ride, and I look forward to continuing, you know, the standard that's been set here now by this 2021 class and what we can do in the future.
Dickert was selected as interim coach when Nick Rolovich was removed for refusing the state mandate to get the COVID vaccination. Well, Friday night wasn't as happy for the team just north up the road in Spokane. However, as Gonzaga fell to Duke in men's college basketball, the Bulldogs couldn't hold on to a slim lead down the stretch as the Blue Devils won 84-81. Julian Strother led Gonzaga with 20 points.
Keels, Roach, Moore, Williams. And let's correct it. Strother only has 3 fouls. Banchero, no. Roach has it for Duke. Puts it back up and hits. So they go to Timmy. And he converts.
It's a terrific little spin.
Nemhard to Timmy. Up top to Holmgren. 1-point game. Who will it be? It'll be Jeremy Roach. Strother can't get the shot off. Seconds ticking away. Bolton the miss. Holmgren puts it in, but just a second and a half to go.
1,000,000-1.
Timmy. And Duke will win it. A fantastic early season college basketball game.
Another men's action on Saturday, former Kashmir and Zilla standout Mason Landeck led Eastern Washington with 24 points as the Eagles handed Washington State its first loss of the season, 76-71, Winthrop beat Washington 82-74. On the women's side, Gonzaga swept 3 games at the Rainbow Wahine Shootout in Hawaii. The Bulldogs beat Utah Friday, then topped Eastern Illinois Saturday, followed by Sunday's win over Hawaii. Washington fell to North Carolina in the Bahamas Saturday, 58-37. Washington State humbled by 5th-ranked NC State 62-34. Okanagan's run in the State 2B football playoffs came to an end on Saturday. The Napavine came out on top in their semifinal game against the Bulldogs 42-10. It was Okanagan's first loss of the season. The stage is now set for the state championships this Saturday in Western Washington at Mount Tahoma High School. Elmira Cooley Heartline will face Quilcene for the state 1B title at noon. That'll be followed by the 4A championship between Graham Kapowson and Lake Stevens. Royal will try to win its 10th state championship and second straight at Harry E. Lang Stadium in Lakewood Saturday. That'll be at noon against Eatonville in the 1A title game. The 2B title matchup will follow between Kalama and Napavine at 4 o'clock. Spark Stadium in Puyallup, the site for the 3A title between Bellevue and Kennewick. That'll be at noon. Tumwater and Linden will follow with the 2A championship. Seattle Kraken went 1-1 in the Sunshine State last weekend. After a 3-0 loss to Tampa Bay on Friday, Seattle bounced back with a 4 win over Florida Saturday behind 2 goals from Jordan Eberle.
Now Donskoy over the Panther blue line. Puts it out in front, the shot, and they score. Jordan Eberle on the power play makes it 1-0 Seattle. Puts the brakes on, looking for a trailer. The Toronto holds on. Hornquist out in front of the net. The shot, they score! Weaver fired it in. Hornquist was out in front, maybe tipped it. It's a 1-1 game. He went down. Susi with a feed. Donskoy missed. Now it's Alexiak. Shoots and they score. And the Kraken reclaim the lead. It's 2-1. Gudis lost it in front. Here's Yanni Gord. Saved by Knight. Another rebound. They score. Jordan Eberle makes it 3-1 Seattle in the third period. 3.5 left. Alexiak will send it all the way down towards the empty net, and it's in. And with 3:25 to go, Seattle now leads 4-1.
Seattle heads for Buffalo today. That game right now against the Sabres on Root Sports Northwest. Well, things didn't go as planned for the home team at the Town Toyota Center. Salmon Arms swept all 3 from the Wenatchee Wild over the weekend. The Silverbacks took Game 1 on Friday 4-0 behind a strong power play and outshooting the Wild 32-26. Cade Stibbe pulled Wenatchee even at the 10-minute mark of the third period Saturday, but Salmon Arm scored 30 seconds later. They win at 3-2. Ian Somoza found the back of the net also for the Wild. Wenatchee's Owen Bone scored midway through the first period on Sunday to give the Wild the lead, but Salmon Arm scored 4 unanswered goals en route to a 6-2 win. Jacob Karpa scored his first goal of the season for the Wild in the third period. Wenatchee's in Merritt this Friday at 7, then Penticton Saturday at 6. They'll have 2 more games on the road next week before returning home to the Town Toyota Center beginning on December 16th. Well, the Seattle Seahawks wrap up Week 12 of the NFL season tonight in Washington on Monday Night Football. Coach Pete Carroll says, well, they usually focus on a game at a time, but they need to go 7-0 if they have any chance of reaching the playoffs. That game underway on ESPN if you want to watch it. That's a look at sports news. I'm Eric Granstrom. Grant, back to you.
Thank you very much, Eric. And now let's check in with Dan Kuntz for a look at what's coming up tomorrow morning on Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. Dan?
Thanks, Grant. On a Tuesday edition of Wake Up Wenatchee Valley, we do what we've been doing every Tuesday. For the last month or so, we talk hockey, Wenatchee Wild hockey, with the interim broadcasting voice of the Wenatchee Wild, Sean Ziers. He'll be my guest tomorrow. You just saw Grant's forecast, how unbelievably mild it's going to be. We'll give you the latest on the warm, maybe even record warm temperatures we could expect on the first day of December. All the news that you need, everything you need to start the very last day of November will be with you right here on a nice, tidy little 1-hour package we like to call Wake Up Wenatchee Valley. It's live and local at 7 a.m. every weekday morning. Grant, back to you.
Thank you, Dan. And that will do it for our newscast tonight. For more on these stories and other news from around North Central Washington, you can find us on Facebook or our website at NCWLIFE.com. And remember, if you see news happening, we'd like to hear from you. You can send us an email at news@NCWLIFE.com or give us a call at 888-6295. I'm Grant Olson. Thanks for joining us and have a great night. News, weather, and sports. It's all here weekdays at 5, 6, and 10 on your local news source, the NCWLIFE channel.